So it's the end of the year, pretty much. I mean, it's December 31st, at least when this video is supposed to come out. And, you know, everybody's sitting back here thinking, hey, you know, what did they miss out this year? What were some of the big reflections, I guess, back on the previous stuff of this last year, I guess. And I want to take this video to talk about some of the best and worst things that came out in tech this year. This is from my personal opinion. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that in the comments. But some of the biggest things that I felt, you know, were disappointments, I guess, or, you know, some of the things that were really good. So let's get into it. So first off, I want to start off with the processor part, because we'll get to graphics cards and a bunch of other things, and I'll even get to some hard drive and memory stuff. But that's not really as, you know, exciting as some of the other stuff. So first off, starting off in processor industry, I remember when I was looking to get my new computer. I was in, you know, right around, you know, beginning of this year. I was going, I need to start figuring out getting parts for my new computer. So I, you know, was sitting out, and I'm like, my friend is, he was a little bit more technological at the time than I was. And I'm like, you know, so these Ryzen processors coming out, should I wait or not? And, you know, it was, at that time, you know, we didn't know what the Ryzen processors were going to be like. We didn't know how many cores, anything like that. So we were really, you know, I don't know, really cautious, because I was really about to get an i7 and just go with it. And that, at the time, I was streaming a lot, and I was, you know, back in when I had like, what, 6,000 some streaming Minecraft, oof. But point being, I no longer play that. I no longer do that as well. Ooh, that was dark times. But point being, back then, you know, we didn't know what Ryzen was going to be, and then when it came out, number one, we had freaking 16 logical processing cores in 2 like processors, and like the amount of processing cores and like the value that like power for value was absolutely insane. So Ryzen, I gotta say, blew it out of the park. I solely think that it convinced Intel to actually step up their game. Otherwise, Intel would just be sitting there, you know, I don't know, like, I feel like Intel, otherwise we'd just be stuck in like, where we were. I feel like this year was a big jump up in processors. I feel like we got a lot more power. And then next year, not to mention we got the Threadripper as well. Like, the amount of processing cores, the amount of power we got this year alone is absolutely insane. Intel did come out with the 8700K. My brother has that processor. He likes it a lot. It's really good for gaming. But I do feel like the 600X, 1600, or the 1600X. Actually, this is my friend's box. This is from the 1600. I feel like that's pretty much it's the same amount of cores, logical processing, and everything. I feel like that's the difference from $200 to $400 between these two right here. Like, that's absolutely insane. So my point being is, I feel like AMD really shot it out of the park in the processing industry. Now, I don't know about the graphics cards, because at the same time when I was picking out stuff for this system back here, which I rebuilt this Christmas, but at the same time I was picking out parts for that, I was going, well, what are we going to get in the graphics cards? Because I was thinking at the time, that was before cryptocurrencies even were, you know, close to as bad as they were today. Everybody's like, you know, well, what graphics card should you choose? And, you know, well, I mean, I've gone through and I've talked about, you know, definitely graphics cards will come down over the next couple of days. You know, maybe the prices they were when I got this one. But just you can check that video out. It's a new published video I posted. But pretty much Bitcoin and all those things are, Ethereum and all of them, Ethereum and stuff are all crashing. So that means graphics cards will go a lot down in price. That's not proper grammar. Point being, if you want to, that's a video you can check out. But anyway, sorry. Back to this, I was thinking about what card to get. You know, we didn't know what Vega was going to be like. Everybody's like, ooh, what is Vega going to be like? And I went ahead and I wasn't waiting any longer. Summer was here, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to get the stuff. So I got a 1080 Ti. I had saved up, a couple years. And, you know, I got it. And it was one of those things that I lucked out really well and actually, you know, not waiting. Because Vega came out in August, right before I went back to school. And, you know, had I waited, number one, I would have been stuck on an iMac that I was on previously, because the other computer I had back here doesn't have enough processing power and is not, can't run Windows 10 on it. So I was getting really bad. So I was like, I don't want to be using, you know, this iMac back here. So that was just no. So I kind of went ahead and bought everything. And good thing I did, because number one, Bitcoin prices, or not Bitcoin, all the cryptocurrencies just kind of went crazy, and I got it for a really good deal compared to what you get nowadays. And then Vega came out. Vega Frontier Edition came out, and everybody was like, okay, this seems slightly worse than the 1080 Ti, or slightly worse and a little bit better than a 1080. Okay, so let's see what the gaming one does, because this is obviously, that's just the professional grade. Let's see what the gaming does, because it's designed for gaming. And then that turned out to be like lower than a 1080 in the highest model. And I was personally a little disappointed and glad that I got this card right here. But point being is, it felt like that Vega was kind of a disappointment. And I'm not hating on AMD, and I'm not hating on Intel. I'm not trying to be... I personally don't have any preference. I just prefer the power over power. But I do feel like that was just a disappointment. I'm sorry for all those fanboys out there that like AMD to the last bone. I mean, I'm just kind of... Either way, I'm just saying it from an honest point of view. But, you know, I felt like it was personally a big disappointment, because I know a lot of people that were looking forward to it. And then I know a lot of people that are still getting the cards for like something like $650. You're paying $650 for a Vega 64. Whew. Yeah, that's 1080 Ti is pretty much like $100 more, and you can get a really nice one. So I mean, I'd personally save up $100. I'm just trying to say that because I feel like it was just, as I said, a big disappointment. Now, if you didn't notice, if you didn't pay attention at all, hard drives. There's been a lot of increase in hard drive storage. First of all, SSDs have gone down in price a lot. It's really nice because now when you go for getting an SSD, the 256 is only like $100 compared to like the 200 was at the beginning of the year. So prices have gone down substantially, which is really nice because now, you know, if you want to upgrade your storage, something like that, a lot of hard drives have gotten a lot cheaper. It's one of the few things you can actually get not affected by the cryptocurrencies, but they wouldn't normally be. But you get the point, they've kind of gone down in price. So that is pretty much going to, you know, all the different, and I'm not trying to say like, you know, all the hard drives, it's just hard drives in general. And RAM, that we're just not even going to talk about that because RAM prices have gone through the roof. No gains at all, no, you know, new RAM, no nothing. It's just extremely expensive crap. And yeah, I'm sorry if you're sitting there really triggered about me saying extremely expensive crap is what you want to call RAM, but it's pretty much what happened because the same thing that was $100 at the beginning of the year is now like $250. And now before you go, well, why would that be? Well, I know it because I have RAM that's sitting in my system that was pretty much $100 and now it's like $250. It is kind of stupid. So if I ever want to upgrade RAM for video editing, which I kind of do need a little bit more RAM, 16 gigabytes is just not enough for video editing nowadays. But point being, RAM just got extremely expensive crap. That's pretty much what happened. So if you enjoyed this video, if you have something you'd like to include, if you have something you'd like to add, put it down in the comments below. I'd love to see that. And of course, please don't fight too bad over what you think is better and what's not. And I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to say it from what I feel. And of course, that's an opinion. And of course, on the internet, you don't get to have opinions. But put it down in the comments what you think, and we'll see what we get from there. And of course, join the Discord if you're interested, because we have a lot of that kind of discussion on there as well. It's better than doing it in the comments, I promise you that. So thank you all. Hope to see you around, and see you guys next time. Bye.